you have probably an idea what SBDI is, and that we have a web page with a portal to data and various numbers of tools. And here I just show you an image of the page where you can get an overview of, or a list of the data sets that you can access through the SBDI infrastructure. And that's quite many different types of data. It's museum data, it's observations from national inventories, it's also citizen science data, so various things. And all of this you can access directly through the website portal, but you can also access it through R and directly, in the kind of analysis environment that probably most of you are familiar with. So here we start the overview of our tools. We have one tool that's called the Mirroreum, which is an online R environment. It's basically an RStudio platform with some associated resources, and we will come back to that. We will talk about or demonstrate you the use of the SBDI4R package, which is mainly, or the primary use of that is to actually access the data. And then we also have a tool, or let's say a resource, which is a workflow for analysis of biodiversity data. And it's a general workflow with advice. And I will start with showing you something about this workflow. Well, as researchers, we always start with some research questions. And in order to answer that, we need some data. So starting with a question, we can post a query and then access the data that we think we need for answering that question. Once we've got that data, we have a data set, but that's not really ready for analysis. We need to do quite a few things before we are ready to analyze it. We normally do some kind of data cleaning. We need to remove some outliers or obvious error data, or maybe there's some missing data we have to treat in some way. We also have to ask, well, is the data that we got now in our hands, is that fit for purpose? Is it really showing the amount of data or the type of detail that we need to answer this question that we start off with? And during that process of data cleaning and producing a data set that is actually ready for analysis, we often do things like data transformations, visualizations, aggregations, or need to filter the data. And that's a kind of, a back and forth, and we probably go through several steps there. And this workflow is meant to guide through these steps and provide you some background and some information and some linked resources that help you through this process. I put the link of that one together with some other links in the chat if you want now or later on to have a look at this. If you look at this workflow, then all of this you can do with various R packages. You can work in this Mirroreum environment. And SBDI4R, just to put this in relation, is really this package is really concerned mainly with posing the query, getting the data. And this is how the workflow looks like on the internet. It's basically a bit like a book, a web-based book with a number of chapters. There's an introduction. Then we have a chapter talking about the kind of data sources that you can get, and also the importance of formulating questions. There was someone cutting the grass outside. Yes, chapter 2. And you can see that there's a number of links that bring you to some other pages where you can access things or get some more information. There's a chapter on data cleaning. We have a chapter, yes, and most of this includes also some examples where you can see there is also some code included that you can try out in R. After the data cleaning, we have a chapter on fitness for use, where we talk also about the bias that is normally there somewhere in the data that you need to think of and treat before you can analyze. There's a chapter on data exploration and transformation. And we finish off with a chapter on essential biodiversity variables, where we get more into the actually analysis part. So, and there's also some references. So this workflow is a very general workflow. It's thought as a helping guide to provide you some information, to find some resources. It gives you some examples, and we hope it's helping you to make decisions throughout this process. And it's also a dynamic resource, so it's fairly new, and you will probably find that there is a lot of information that you would like to have in there, which is not in there yet. We see it as a base to be built on. So we would like to fit your needs, and if you have the need for something that is not currently covered, then we'd like to invite you to suggest additions, and if you can, also contribute directly to it via GitHub. And I think Alejandro will say something about this later. What is the Mirrorarium? As I already told you, it's an online R environment where you can work with R directly on the web. The link is also in the chat, but in order to use it, you need to create an account. So this won't be possible right now, but later today you can send an email to SBDI and request an account, and then someone will fix that for you, so you can quite soon have a look yourself and test it out. All of these R tools, or the access to those, you'll find on the webpage. If you go to the tools pages, there's a little box devoted to R tools and our APIs. And once you click to the Mirrorarium, you will get to this logging in page. And once you're in there, it basically looks like our studio, where you can directly work. So if you want to work with Mirrorarium, you don't need to locally install anything. And there's quite a lot of packages installed. I don't think you can add packages as a user, but we can do our best to add things upon request.